Your German Shepherd watches you leave every morning. They sit by the door. They don't whine. They don't bark. They just watch. And the moment you walk back through that door, doesn't matter if you've been gone 5 minutes or 5 hours, they lose their mind with joy. That loyalty, that love, it's not something they learned, it's something they are. But here's the question nobody talks about. Are you loving them back the right way? Not just feeding them, not just keeping them alive, loving them the way they actually need, the way that makes a German Shepherd feel safe, seen, and truly at home with you. Because German Shepherds aren't like other dogs. They're wired differently. They think differently. They bond differently. And if you're not meeting them where they are, you could be missing the deepest connection this breed is capable of offering you. In this video, you're going to discover the 6 acts of love your German Shepherd genuinely hopes you give them. For life, not just when they're puppies, not just when it's convenient, for life. By the time this video is over, you'll understand your German Shepherd on a level most owners never reach. Everything here is specific to the German Shepherd, their history, their instincts, their emotional needs. So stay with me, because Act 4 is the one most owners skip, and it makes all the difference. Let's get into it. Act 1, give them a job. Let's start with something that goes back thousands of years. German Shepherds were bred to herd, to guard, to track, to work alongside humans in some of the most demanding conditions imaginable. These dogs were built to have a purpose. And when you take that away from them, when you stick them in a house with nothing to do all day, something inside them breaks down. You've probably seen it. The chewing, the digging, the pacing, the barking at nothing. People call it bad behavior. What it actually is? Desperation. So the first act of love you can give your German Shepherd is simple. Give them a job. Now, that doesn't mean you need a farm or a police K9 unit. It means you need to engage their mind and body every single day. Something as simple as teaching them to carry their leash to the door each morning gives them a task to feel proud of. Swapping their food bowl out for a puzzle feeder means they have to work for every meal, and their brain absolutely lights up doing it. Even 5 minutes of structured obedience training each day, sit, stay, heel, place, gives them the sense of purpose their DNA is screaming for. When your German Shepherd has a job, their entire demeanor changes. The anxiety drops, the destructive behavior fades, and that tail never stops wagging. A purposeful dog is a happy dog. And a happy German Shepherd is one of the most magnificent creatures you will ever share your life with. Act 2. Protect their joints and body. Here's something your German Shepherd will never do. Complain. They are stoic by nature. They will run on a bad hip, fetch on a sore paw, and play through pain without a single whimper, because their drive to be with you is stronger than their discomfort. That's beautiful. It's also dangerous. German Shepherds are genetically prone to hip and elbow dysplasia. It's one of the most common health issues in the breed, and it often goes unnoticed until it's already causing real damage. So the second act of love is this: be their advocate. Protect their body before it shows signs of breaking down. Watch the stairs, especially during puppyhood. Repetitive stair climbing before the growth plates close can cause long-term joint damage that doesn't show up until years later. Keep them at a healthy weight, because extra pounds mean extra pressure on those hips and elbows every single day. Talk to your vet early about joint supplements. Glucosamine and fish oil aren't just for senior dogs. Starting younger can slow joint wear significantly. And when you take them in for checkups, specifically ask about joint and spine health. X-rays can catch problems years before your dog ever shows you they're in pain. Your German Shepherd will work themselves into the ground for you. The least you can do is make sure that body holds up for as long as possible. Act 3. Never leave their mind unstimulated. Let's talk about how smart your German Shepherd actually is. German Shepherds consistently rank in the top 3 most intelligent dog breeds in the world. They can learn a new command in under 5 repetitions. They can anticipate your routine, read your emotions, and make independent decisions under pressure. These are the same dogs that sniff out explosives, navigate disaster rubble, and guide people with disabilities through complex environments every single day. That brain doesn't turn off when they come home with you. And if you're not feeding it, it feeds on your furniture, your shoes, and your sanity. The third act of love is mental stimulation, intentional, consistent, and genuinely challenging. One of the best things you can do is introduce scent work. Hide treats or their favorite toy around the house and let them track it down. 15 minutes of scent work will drain a German Shepherd as much as an hour of running because their nose and their brain are working overtime together. Beyond that, take them somewhere new as often as you can. A different trail, a different neighborhood, a different parking lot, new smells, new sounds, new stimulation. It's a full mental workout just from a change of scenery. And when it comes to training, push them further than sit and shake. Teach them to close a door, to pick up their toys by name, to weave through your legs. They want to be challenged. They are built for it. A mentally stimulated German Shepherd is calm, focused, and deeply satisfied. An unstimulated one? You already know. You've probably cleaned up the evidence. ACT4, be their calm leader. This is the one. This is the act of love that separates owners who have a good relationship with their German Shepherd from owners who have a great one. German Shepherds are not followers by accident, they're followers by design, but only for someone they respect. And respect, to a German Shepherd, doesn't come from being loud, dominant, or forceful. It comes from being calm, consistent, and clear. When you're anxious, they're anxious. When you're unsure, they're unsure. When you panic, they escalate. These dogs are emotional mirrors. They take their cues directly from you. This is why so many German Shepherds develop reactivity, nervousness, or aggression. Not because they're bad dogs, but because they're responding to an unstable environment. So what does calm leadership actually look like in everyday life? It looks like not matching their energy when they're amped up. If they're spinning at the door before a walk, you wait, you stand still, you breathe. You go out only when they settle, because you set the tone every single time. It looks like giving consistent rules that don't change depending on your mood. German Shepherds thrive on structure, not because they're rigid, but because knowing the boundaries actually relaxes them. They're not guessing. They're not anxious. They know what's expected. And it looks like ending a training session when you feel your patience slipping, because frustration is contagious and your German Shepherd is trying to understand you. Make it easy for them. When your dog sees you as their calm, confident anchor, everything changes. The protectiveness becomes trustworthy. The loyalty becomes effortless. The bond becomes unbreakable. Act 5. Touch them with intention. German Shepherds are not lapdogs, but don't let that fool you. Underneath that alert gaze and that powerful build is a dog that craves connection, physical closeness, and the warmth of their person. Research shows that physical touch with a bonded human lowers cortisol levels in dogs and releases oxytocin in both of you, the same bonding hormone that connects mothers and their newborns. Your touch is medicine to your German Shepherd. But it has to be the right kind. Take the time to learn where they love to be touched. Most German Shepherds go completely soft at a deep chest rub, the base of the tail, or slow ear massages. Watch their body language. A relaxed jaw, soft eyes, and a body that leans into you means you've found the spot. And instead of hugging them the human way, try leaning into them and letting them choose the closeness. That sense of choice matters to them more than you'd think. Make a habit of doing a daily body check. Run your hands slowly over their coat, their paws, between their toes, around their ears. You're bonding while also checking for lumps, cuts, parasites, or anything out of the ordinary. And every now and then, sit on the floor with them. Get on their level. Let them come to you. There is something incredibly powerful about a German Shepherd who chooses, on their own, to lay across your legs on a quiet evening. Affection isn't just about petting, it's about presence. It's about showing up in their space and saying, without a single word, I see you. I'm here. You're safe. Act 6. Commit to them. This last one isn't a training tip. It isn't a health recommendation. It's a promise. German Shepherds are one of the most surrendered breeds to shelters every year. And the number one reason? People weren't prepared for how much they need. They need exercise. Daily, vigorous, real exercise. Not a 5-minute lap around the block. They need mental engagement. They need leadership. They need grooming, because that double coat sheds constantly and blows out twice a year like it's competing for a world record. And they need your time, your attention, and your consistency. And they need all of that for 10 to 13 years. The sixth and most profound act of love you can give your German Shepherd is the simplest to say and the hardest to fully mean: stay. Stay when the puppy phase is exhausting. Stay when they're going through their stubborn adolescent stage at 18 months and nothing seems to be clicking. Stay when life gets busy and the walks get shorter than they should. Stay when they're senior dogs with gray muzzles and slow walks instead of sprints, and they sleep more than they run. Because here's what your German Shepherd is doing, every single day, without fail, staying for you. They are not considering other options. They are not thinking about whether this is still working for them. They have chosen you, completely and without reservation, and they will keep choosing you until their very last breath. The least and the very most you can do is choose them back. If this video meant something to you, if it made you look at your German Shepherd even a little differently, do me one favor, share it with someone who has a GSD. Because so many of these dogs don't have owners who understand what they're actually asking for, and you can change that for them. Drop a comment below and tell me, which of these 6 acts of love are you going to focus on first? I read every single one, and if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button now. We post every week for people who take loving their dogs seriously. You're clearly one of them. I'll see you in the next